Greetings, Jedi traders. David here of TradingFibs.com to bring you the daily trend for week 12, day 5. It is Friday, March 24th, 2017. As always, please seek financial advisement when trading with your money, as these videos are for educational purposes only. To support your knowledge of the market, see what's going through my head on any given day. Always make sure you have a solid trading plan. And always manage your stop when placing a trade. All right, rolling out the week as we start to roll out the month here. If it's not one thing after another, it is Friday with the healthcare bill. Bang, pulled out the door, and markets react slightly, but we end up actually finishing the session to the flats. Let's jump into the, let's just jump right into the pre-market trend here as Daily Outlook posted here 15 minutes prior each day. We were looking at Fed speakers here today, durable goods order, PMI, but really fell down to the healthcare bill vote. You would have thought if we were postponed or canceled, stocks would fall. Oh, we'll see what happened on the charts today. VIX this morning was 1283 as the screen share here pre-market was showing markets were just in a little bit of a chop overnight. Yeah, and getting a little lift already here pre-market. So overall, it was a wait and bait here as the market U.S. regular trading hours opened up. NQ, we were looking at a high from 53.75 up to 429 if markets were going to rally at all. Downside 61 to 22. We had a high today of NQ at 395 down to 347.50. So missing a couple of those marks there, but within the range. Let's take a look at the short-term pick here on the NQ this morning. Again, off the MMLs. Our MMLs didn't change today on the 15-minute chart, but again, tendency is for the lower time frames to reset themselves maybe once to 2 times a day if we are in a trend, super trend. Otherwise, if range bound, they pretty much stay static and fall within the 60-minute and the 4-hour. Now, if for any reason the 15-minute charts do reset themselves, it's always nice to default to the higher time frames to see where the level is. So with congruence here on the 60-minute and the 4-hour chart, 53.90 was the level we were looking to upside when I'm running out of levels up here on the 15-minute chart without the reset. All right, so there was our big picture this morning on the NQ with the market profile here from the overnight. 100% net long, sitting around the 600-day VPOC like a bird on a branch. All right. Taking a look at the ES this morning with daily gaps also downside, 23.51 up to 375. ES high today here, 352.75. Ring the bell. ES downside, 331.75. Ring the middle bell there. Downside filling in the levels off the MMLs. All right, so short-term pick this morning on the ES pre-market. There we were. Indecision. Major support resistance means we can go up, we can go down. Remember, consolidation at the lows for the majority of the week here, meaning any lift upside could potentially come. There was our down movement on Tuesday as we held out the rest of the week on this health care bill vote. All right, so market action sitting at the lows. We have just as much cause to lift up as we do downside. If markets were to lift up, we'd be headed towards these upper levels, but we would first watch for resistance up here. All right, so there was our ES this morning as the ES Globex. There we were, 100% net long, sitting above yesterday's gap, and VPOC just above. So in the channel here, Shadow Trader Pre-Market Analysis. Make sure to check that out. Nice analysis here with the lows here from Tuesday. 23.32.25. So we'll see, did we actually hit the bell downside on the ES? All right, so that was our pre-market setups. We have open gaps to the downside and ready for price action to be in either direction. So How'd we do? Markets, indices, AM session, it was the NQ leading to the upside. Right there on the opening move. Nice move as the solid Heikin Ashi bars lifted. In sync here with the MMLs. Up to 53.90. Nice power move off the open. Average daily range high. Little technical change here today on the charts. Had a change of setting. So our average daily range was actually a little bit lower than 53.98. Go ahead and show you what that looked like. All right, so lower time frames, 10-tick range chart as I usually do. Long tails here. I know that was tough, but once you got yourself going, it was all in trend. 51.44 sitting above, and the VWAP, nice trend upside. What happened in the PM session? Well, we'll show you that here in a moment, but when you combine it with the cumulative tick study, nice move, shows you trend. Here you have cumulative tick upside, but you got a pullback. So do you bail? Well, that's up to each individual trader. But you can watch the 51.44 for the support, see if it's going to hold up. Did it hold up? Well, we go to the higher time frame. We're still holding up. Cumulative index is still rising. But out of concern with the AD lines hitting that upper levels around the 90, it was only to last so long. How long? Right there, average daily range high. After the reset, 53.91. Couldn't get up any higher here, and the turnaround as price action on the healthcare bill vote was revealed, not happening, thrown out, not postponed, and price action simply rips to the downside. All right, so there was the nice price action on the NQ. As the ES yesterday was the market to watch, it was all about the NQ here today as the other indices eventually followed. All right, so there's our NQ full session. Price action again on a 15-tick range chart. We got a lot of bit of noise here, so appreciate the move to the upside. That's right, that's all we got. ADR high. Action pulls back, nothing really, no setups, clean here. And then PM session, there's the move down, all the way down to, that's right, average daily range low and a variety of other fractal lines in the market. Price action pulls back upside. Breaks the Fibonacci retracement, and we got an open close pretty much flat around the VWAPs to finish out the session. This is the YM again on a smaller time frame. You could see the noise that I eliminated by going to the higher time frame on the NQ, so you're avoiding these setups here. Or you could watch the lower time frame, but again, you would have trade management would have required a higher stop at the swing size, which would have been okay, but again, up to each individual preference, how far back they keep their stop. So it got a little choppy here in the late AM session. PM session, nice move to the downside, and then a rip right back upside as the algos let loose after the healthcare vote uncertainty. Take a look at the ES, similar price action. Not very pretty here in the AM session. Again, there's a little bit higher time frame. 5-4 Flex Renko gave you a little bit of a move, but you had these two deep pullbacks. Probably would have stopped you out. It was the PM session set up as the market opened and closed pretty much flat here. Bang, V reversal right there. Not sure they totally comprehended what was going on there. NQ finishing out the day on the profile above the 600-day VPOC, gets a lift after closing out. And how did that ES do? Bang, right down to the lows. Taking it out and moving back upside up to point of control and the daily gap. Nice move on the ES. All right, appreciate again the MML levels as we do each day. Again, it's kind of a forecast in a way. Again, we never know which direction. You got to be ready in both directions each day. So the combination of this with the HA bars makes for a very powerful combo. Again, you don't get it always necessarily the earliest entry. You want to wait for trend to show up on the bars. Just because price action hits a level doesn't mean that I'd want to take a setup there. I'd want to see that the bars were moving in momentum. So sometimes that just leads me a little bit further down the line. But either way, the combination of both makes them a very strong trend study. All right, so there are the charts. Let's take a look at the any other highlights here today. Crude, gold, yen, euro. Apologies on the spelling here. Crude, gold, yen, euro were chop across the board. VIX pretty much closed out the same with 18 sectors in the red. Not very strong here. It was all about healthcare volatility, so we finish out in the flats. All right, let's jump into the charts here as we take a look at the daily gaps. Daily gaps, 54.41 upside was our all-time high this week, all finishing downside with open gaps below and points of control. There's our 600-day VPOC. Nice profile here today. Would have liked a little bit more extension to the upside, but 700-day, 70% of today's daily range here, sitting at the high of the POC, point of control. Nice move to the upside. All right, as in each day, we're looking for the highest probability setups. As the market's resetting its charts here, apologies. All right, so all across the board, crude pretty much chop session here in between the Globex high, Globex low, small pocket of opportunity here. Again, when we talk about pockets of opportunity and trend, what we're looking for is a high probability setup, 51.44. We're looking for that long trend with a trade management that allows us to move our stops down to the swing high stops. Again, not an everyday scenario, but again, you never know when that's going to happen. And so you enter the trade, you take your contract off, move that stop to break even, and let that runner go. And that's all we're seeking out each and individual day. So, did we get it on the crude today? Nope. Small action downside, small action upside. Long tails to stop you out. Not fun on the crude today. So, going nowhere fast. Gold, big reversal here. Globex session, upside, and reversal here in the PM session on the gold. Again, not bad here on the PM session here. Upside. Not a bad opportunity to move your stops to the swing size lows here as price action lifted up on the gold. Depending on where you got in, earlier entry, always better. Taking a look at the yen. Yen with a nice move downside here towards the Friday close. All in the red to the downside. Again, similar picture to the upside here. Green candles, all in the green. That's what I like. Deeper pullbacks, tough. 51.44 above the VWAP. If your trade management stops you out, you look for the next setup. Hopefully, first contract off, and you got yourself a runner. Otherwise, opportunity to re-enter. 6E, nice Globex move here. Solid green all the way upside, sitting above the 51.44. Particular, I like to watch the daily VWAP as price action lifted off the Globex low, and Globex high pretty much called it out for the day. All right, so where do we sit as we head in, or how do we end a week off? We'll go ahead on the recap over the weekend as where we are probability lined in the week ahead in week 13. Right now, NQ, after the MML moved from the high to the low and bounced back up 50%. Again, noting on the 60-minute chart, we weren't really able to get above that 53.90 much and hold, so a little concern here that though the consolidation off the lows, we got to break this 53.90. So we'll watch that 15-minute charts here and the higher time frame if we can. Otherwise, the momentum sits to the downside at this time. 4-hour charts finishing on the YM here. Again, the move to the downside, just barely reaching the support level. Bounce back upside as the consolidation here on the YM midpoint doesn't lead us upside, actually keeps us downside, so a little concern there. 2 on the YM as we hold on the lows. And yes, nice move off the MMLs here today. As price action off the resistance to the support levels, back up to major support resistance. Again, similar picture as the YM as we hold to the downside. All right, guys, I know you got a choice when it comes to Heikin Ashi bars or any other kind of candles. Prove my point here. That's what we're looking for. Simplicity of the bars, no reason for interpretation. It's very easy. You're either in trend or you're in indecision. You don't need to interpret all the remaining types of patterns, and that's why I try to keep it as simple as possible. On the trend, you have a lot of choices to show you trend. Everything looks great in trend, but when it comes to the candles, they guide me as to which way we are headed and how long to stay in. That's all I need to read. All right, that concludes an insight into the daily trend and technical momentum of the indices and key futures markets. Feel free to stop by Trading Fibs or any of my social media outlets to obtain more information. My mantra is one simple strategy: any market, any chart, any time frame that should and keep you disciplined. You can find me every day on Twitter at Trading Fibs. And as always, I leave the crystal ball to the experts. I only watch what's in front of me and on my charts. And as always, leave your bias at the door when trading. What does that mean, leave your bias? It means that in the mindset, you're thinking the market has to be in a certain direction. No, the market doesn't have to be in any direction. It only has to move where it wants to go. The question is, are you going to hop a ride and move with it? If you are interested in joining us in our community of like-minded traders seeking those highest probability setups, feel free to email me, david@tradingfibs.com. You may join us any Thursday or Friday to view the live charts set up as they happen in the trading day. A lot of good members in the room with great ideas, sharing unique setups. And so if you want to be a part of that, you can always check it out on any Thursday or Friday. Hey guys, have yourselves a Blue Zone weekend wherever you may be. Don't forget, I will post that weekly recap, kind of summarizing all the key highlights of the week here in the Week 12 recap posted here momentarily, and the technical momentum outlook for the week. Week 13 will look very similar to this, my little write-up here, as far as where I think the big picture is and the bottom line where we're going. And then include video as well as the bigger picture charts, which include not only the range chart, but a daily chart and a 4-hour chart as well on a higher MML setting. All right, so check those out over the weekend. Until then, have yourselves a Blue Zone weekend again, wherever you may be. Good day, good night, and good trading to you.